Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacquelyn, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. Hello, and welcome to May. This is the earliest podcast that I've ever recorded. It's only 7 a.m. I'm still in my jammies, but there are workmen coming today to replace a fence, which runs right at the back of my place. And I know it's going to be noisy. So I thought I'd better get up and get this done early. So you'll probably hear a lot of bird song in the background. Because it's just that time of the day. It's the sun's just rising. It's a beautiful dawn, a beautiful symbol of May. I love May, probably because it is my birthday month. I was born on the 8th. So this is sort of officially my birthday week, or the week leading up to my birthday. And that always feels a very special time for me anyway. Part of the releasing, I think, that leads up as you let go of a year. And also this year I'm turning 55, which numerologically that's a 1 year. So it feels very much like I'm letting go now. This week I'm letting go of a 9-year cycle to move into the next 9-year cycle. And on top of that, we've just had the new moon in Taurus with the solar eclipse. So now we are officially in the middle of eclipse season. So my birthday is sitting right between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, which follows a week later on the full moon. And so it just energetically, it just feels like such a big time. But wait, there's more. And then yesterday I did a workshop that a friend just told me about the afternoon before, and I felt really drawn to go to this. It's a process of really deep cellular healing that's utilizing an ancient Celtic form of healing, which used to be done in the stone circles. Now, we weren't in a stone circle, unfortunately, but the lady that hosted the workshop had the most beautiful energy, and the way that she held the space and the energy she brought through for this healing. And a lot of it was actually done through music, through different songs, as well as some powerful prayers and invocations that she brought through. And wow, there was really big release going on in the group. I didn't experience that, but I certainly experienced a major activation. And that combined with the fact that yesterday I also opened my Patreon page, which is called Jacquelyn Atkins, the Receiving Channel. The combination of all these things has led me into today's topic, which is about bringing the woo into all that you do. Because everything I talked about there has contributed to me personally going through quite a major upgrade in acknowledging who I am and how I'm choosing to show up, to share my gifts. Because, I feel like I do embrace my woo, and I have done for 20 years, but there have been times where I've hidden it for sure and then allowed it to come out again. And the last two and a half years in particular, I've really brought through a very powerful woo voice, if you like. But what has just happened to me in this weekend really has just taken that to a whole other level. Because the thing is, when you don't allow your truth or your spirituality, if you want to call it that, your woo, when you don't allow that aspect, when you don't give that aspect the stage that it wants, when you don't bring that through into every aspect of your life, including your business, what you are doing is compartmentalizing who you are. And by compartmentalizing who you are, because you're only allowing this part of yourself to be shown, and then that part of yourself can be shown over here, by compartmentalizing that, you are controlling it. You are controlling your truth. You are controlling the full expression of who you are. And a really big insight I had in the final part of this workshop yesterday when I was sitting listening to this amazing music. And what that does is that control blocks your receiving. Because when you compartmentalize, you are controlling. And when you're in control, you are not in surrender. And to receive, to be in the yin energy to receive, you must be in surrender. But most of us aren't, because we don't trust. We don't trust the universe. We don't trust ourselves. We've actually been raised in a society of distrust. And even as I'm saying that, I'm feeling this emotion well up in me, these tears of truth, I think. I don't know about you, but whenever I feel truth, I get quite emotional. And part of what I am doing and part of what I have created with the receiving channel, which has now opened, is to support you to come back to your truth, to your place of surrender, to your trust. And from that beautiful, beautiful space, you can receive everything that you came here on earth to receive. Over and over again, I encounter women who are separating themselves, who are controlling what part of themselves they reveal. And this becomes really obvious in business. And I'm often asked, should I allow this spiritual aspect of myself? I don't like the term spiritual, but when I say it that way, I know you understand what I mean. I have to find a more appropriate term. I mean, in many ways, it's saying the truth, by saying the spiritual aspect of myself. It's really like the true nature of my being. Do I allow that out? How do I include that in my business? And I mean, the answer is yes, you must. You must, because that is a part of your path. That is a part of who you are, why you're here. You've created a channel through your business to share who you are. And it doesn't matter what that business is. If you want to have clients or customers who feel so amazingly aligned to you, you have to allow all of you out. You can't compartmentalize who you are. We've done that for such a long time on this planet, and we are moving into a new age. And actually, as I'm saying that, I can feel that a part of these eclipse energies happening right now are helping us to shift through the shit and move into this new age where we're one. We individually are one. Because until we're one inside of ourselves, we can't be one between us all. As within, so without. There cannot be harmony and unification on the planet if there is not harmony and unification within you. So, to come back to the practical, say you have a marketing business and you're really wanting to bring more of you into that marketing business. It's like, gosh, I love, let's say, communing with angels. I have a great connection with angels. I have my angel cards. I meditate with them. I receive guidance from them. But I've got this very practical marketing business over here. And I can't start talking about angels because no one's going to take me seriously in the marketing business if I start talking about angels. That is old paradigm thinking, and that will not bode well for you in this new age. It's time to let that go. Because it might be that you always draw an angel card for a client before you go into a consultation. They might love to know that, because wherever you hide your truth, you're going to attract clients who also hold that vibrational frequency of hiding their truth. If you want to attract the clients who are fully in their truth, who show up authentically, then you have to do the same. It's just the way it works. And so say this is your marketing business, you start to speak openly about your connection to the angels, how they support you in business, how they support the information that you bring through for your clients, you start to talk openly about that, of course, people are going to stop watching. People are going to turn away. There are going to be people who go, that is too much for me. I am so not there. That just doesn't vibe with me. Great, because that will then create a space for the people who want to have that frequency in their marketing person to be drawn to you. And I confess, these days I find it it's challenging and a little bit confronting to work, like confronting energetically, I suppose, to work with people that I can't have an open conversation with about who I am, about energy and the importance of that in my life, the way I talk with you. If I can't have that conversation with a contractor that I'm working with, something is missing from our relationship, which means something will be missing from the work that they do for me. There will be a disconnect. So if you are hiding that, if you are hiding your truth, if you are hiding your source of inspiration, it's holding back your business. And not only your business, because your business is a stepping stone to you embodying and living who you came here to be. So you're not only holding back your business, you're holding back your evolution, your expansion, what you came here to do on the planet at this time. And if you're here on the planet at this time, you came here to do big stuff because we all did. That's why we're here. That's why you're listening to me. That's why you're probably listening to at least half a dozen people who are inspiring you and helping you expand in your consciousness. Because you are also one of those inspirational people. And there are so many people there waiting to be inspired by you. But perhaps they haven't come into your world yet because you're still not showing up fully as you. Once you do, they'll feel your vibe. They'll be there. And suddenly you will have a high vibe, fully aligned tribe. But also remember that this will evolve because we are evolving in every minute of every day. And so for me, I have been showing up as myself. I feel that I bring my woo into what I do. And although it has a very practical component with regards to business, but I'm really bringing the woo in how I approach business. Which begs the question, and I know people have asked me this, what is the woo? Some people may say, well, that's the spiritual, which yes, but I see it also as it's the unseen in a way, or what's not tangible. It's the essence of life in many ways, but it's not tangible. And we could say it's like the antithesis of the mental scientific approach that our society reveres until now, because there's a big shift going on as we move out of the Piscean age and into the Aquarian age, where the power and the importance of the woo will be acknowledged and honored. So yes, I do bring my woo into my business, but there's still an aspect of myself that's had a softer voice that I've not allowed to speak as loudly, I suppose, as other parts of me. I think my more practical business focus has drowned this voice out a little bit. The ladies in my Biz Alchemy Playground tribe probably encounter it a little bit more, but she's ready to be stronger, more powerful. 15 years ago, when I was working as a sound healer and taking journeys to southern France, to sacred sites there, this part of me had a very strong voice. In fact, she drowned out all the other parts. And I was not so grounded in that energy. It's all about harmony, isn't it? So I explored it strongly. I was very immersed in channeling different energies. I was very connected with the Magdalene energy at that time and would do many, many channelings and bringing through these very high vibrational energies into my groups through the spoken word and through sound. But then a part of me rebelled, and I ended up coming back and becoming very practical in what I did, because I have a practical aspect. So all aspects of me must be honored in my expression. But this voice is getting louder again, and so I am giving her own platform so she can play, channel, speak light language, do whatever she wants to do. And this is what is behind my decision to create the receiving channel. As I mentioned in episode 69, Lessons from My Launch, it took the experience I had of my last invitation period of the playground to open up this doorway, open up this channel into creating a Patreon channel. And then once I acknowledged that, suddenly I began to receive the why after that. So it was like I had to be shown the doorway first and feel the energy behind it and go, okay, yes, this is important. I want to go in this direction. And then as I've taken the steps to bring that into being, I've gained a greater understanding of why this is important for me. And it is about creating this other platform for my voice, for this voice that's not been as loud and prominent as my business energy voice has been. So in the receiving channel, I'm activating you. We are not talking practical stuff. There's no how-tos. The mind is being bypassed. And I'm going straight into your energy and bringing through whatever activation your energy body is requiring to bring you into a more harmonious place of balance between your yin energy and your yang. Your yin is crying out to be activated. And when the yin energy is activated, that control drops away and you are in receiving mode. You can receive everything that you came here to receive. And I'm not just talking material stuff. That is such a small portion of what we came here to receive. Yeah, it's important. But you know what? In the coming years, you're going to learn it wasn't nearly as important as you thought. There is a lot of other receiving that will be more important. And one of the most important ways that we can receive at this time on the planet is to clearly receive guidance. Guidance from our soul, guidance from the earth, guidance from the world around us, because we are interconnected. For so long, we've felt disconnected, but we are one with everything, and everything is guiding us at every moment of the day. Everything is guiding us towards our next step in our business, our next step in our relationship, our next step in our personal growth, our next step in bringing our gifts to the world. That is around us. We are receiving that every single minute of every single day. But we don't hear it. We don't receive it. We've not learned how to listen for that. And when we can receive that, then we will receive the money, the support, the time, the love, the friendship, the clients, whatever the things are that you perceive you lack. Because there is no lack on this abundant planet, but there is a lack of receiving. And I am bringing through a whole new level of who I am to support you to receive who you are. So if this is what you want from your life, please come and join me in the receiving channel. There are 3 tiers of membership. The first tier is the appreciator. So this is for those of you who love my podcast, love what I share with you here, what I share on Insight Timer, what I share in my newsletter, and would like to offer an exchange. And that's $4 Australian a month for that tier. You receive a meditation I've created, the Heart of Receiving. I've created it just for my patrons. And then the next tier is $14 Australian a month. And this is the meditators. This is for those of you who would love to come twice a month to meditations. Each time it's going to be focused on a different aspect of receiving. So those are recorded, they're put in our membership group. You can access them at any time. And then the third tier, these are the activators, and this is a limited tier. There's 22 places there, some are already taken. This is 44 Aussie dollars a month. And you receive what's in the other tiers, but you also receive a personal activation. So each month, I will look at your energy body and create an audio activating a part of your energy body that's ready to move into a more receptive state at that moment in time. So each month you'll receive one of those. Plus, I'm re-recording the course I ran in February, The Alchemy of Receiving. And once that's re-recorded, that will also be put in for everyone in that group to access. So go and check out my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Jacquelyn Atkins. I'll put the link in the notes. But if you are ready to receive everything that you require for your soul's path, that's the place. That is what we are going to create in the receiving channel. And we're going to support each other to move into our fullest potential through receiving. Our first meditation is this week on Wednesday. So get in now and you can come along and join us. And it doesn't matter. I'm running them every 2 weeks. So if you miss this one, get in anyway, because there'll be one very soon and you'll have access to all the previous live meditations. Thank you for joining me today as I farewell 54, and I'll see you next week when I'm 55. Until then, have an alchemical week in your biz. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, subscribe to my newsletter at jacquelynatkins.com/newsletter and join me on Insight Timer, where I have a large meditation library and do regular live classes. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.